If you have previously used the Maono PD100 or the PD100U, you would probably want to fall in love with this microphone right here because it's glowing, it's beautiful. And this is the Maono PD100X dynamic XLR USB microphone with RG blue. And I'll be telling you all about it in today's video. But before that, let's talk about what comes in the box. With all Maono products, it comes in the golden, yellow, and black packaging, which is really nice and beautiful to actually look. I love having it on display in my home office / studio setup. And you get the information card and the user manual to tell you all about the microphone and what you get. And then of course you get some kits, which is the USB-C to USB-C/A cable, and then you get a weighted base, which is a stand which you can use with the microphone to stand it on your desk if you're not using a boom or desk clamp like I am. This way it's good, it's nice, but it's not something I would be using for my setup because I am Mr. Clamp Everything. And then of course you have the microphone itself, which comes in handy, beautiful. It's a little bit heavier than the Maono PD100, which I've previously reviewed on this channel. You can check it out in one of the cards showing right about now. And that's about all you get in the box, really. Not so much fuss about the packaging. And setting this up on your desk, you have three options of mounting this. You can either use the base that comes with it. You can get an extension rod to make it a little bit higher on your desk so you can stand it and make it work for you. Or you can go high profile so that you can really have it boom and show in your setup, and then you can have it in a low profile boom arm setup like this. Maono has accessories that you can use for this kind of scenario, like this low profile boom arm or an high profile boom arm, or you can get other third party options for this. I generally would recommend you actually use a clamp or microphone boom arm setup like this one, so your microphone can be a little bit mobile and easy to move around in your setup and doesn't get in the way of you actually really doing the work. And you might want to ask me, what are the top features of this microphone? Of course, it has XLR and USB. It means you can use it either with an audio interface. For this recording, I am using the Maono G1 Neo to record this in XLR mode and also recording to my recording software using the USB mode also. I will put cards right here to show which device output options I am actually using at every point in time. I will switch on and off between each of them. And you're hearing the audio generally raw as it comes from the microphone right about now, with no editing done whatsoever, with no gain. And I'm recording in a general scenario I would record it on a normal day. I have my door open, my camera is about 2 meters away from me because I use a crop sensor lens with a 55mm lens, so it has to be a little bit far away to get this nice shot of me. I have my family in the house and they make their normal sound. Nobody's disturbing at the moment, of course, and you can get a feel of that. Everybody is just going about their normal day, and of course, my computer is blaring the fan, my desktop here is making its own noise, and it's generally just like that. But one thing to note with the Maono PD100X, the fact that you can also use the MaonoLink software with it. Currently now, I am at about 52% gain looking in the MaonoLink software. In a later part of this video, I will come from my feature and actually show you how I use the MaonoLink software for this purpose. But of course, I've not done any modification whatsoever to this audio. No EQ, no compression, no noise removal whatsoever. Hi, my future self here. And what I'm trying to do today is record and show you how the MaonoLink software actually works. So let's get started. I'm monitoring the audio in my ear, so there's a bit of lag in my hair, but I can live with that. So let's get started with the very first step. I have downloaded the MaonoLink software, and this is the very first time I'm actually opening this on my computer, and by default it actually recognizes the microphone, which is the PD100X RGB microphone. If I click into that, I see a couple of options on what I can do. So the gain as it is right now is at 44, and it's going to go all the way up to 100, and that sort of brings up the volume level. I think I'm just going to bring that down to about 50. Yeah, 50 I think sounds right about okay. And I could turn on or turn off headphone monitoring. It means I'm no longer hearing the audio in my ears, but it's still going into the software, which is actually good. I'm actually recording this into OBS at the moment, which is pretty nice. I can modify that monitoring level also. I think I need that for my own sanity. So I'm going to turn that back on and put it at just about 62%. And I can change my tone, that is how deep my voice should normally sound, and I could put that to natural. This is what natural voice would sound like if I was to be using the MonoLink software to change my audio toning level and all that. And then I could go deep, and this is what deep will really sound like if I was to be doing that. I think I would probably go deep if I was to be in USB mode, and I think that's nice. And one thing to actually note with the MonoLink software is that it is available for Windows, Mac, Android, and iOS operating system. So whatever device you're actually using, it is pretty much okay. And also, you can turn the RGB on or off, and this is what that looks like when I have the RGB turned off. So there's no light, and then if I turn it back on, you can see the glow actually really happen. And I think I'm just gonna have the RGB on forever and ever. And I can adjust the brightness. I actually never saw that up until now. So I can make the RGB really glow, and I can change the color to just be one color, a couple of colors, or continuous colors. I think I'm gonna stick with the continuous colors for myself, and that is the basic mode. And I can also decide to go advanced mode. Advanced mode is where you can actually do a bit of more EQ on your stuff, and I think I would really like that. So let's try high pass filter, and that's what high pass filter looks like. And this is what presence boost sounds like if I was to do that. Presence boost, I'm a very good man. And this is what high pass filter and presence boost sounds like. And I can actually modify my noise level. So if I want to do noise reduction, I can do that, which is nice. Now I've cancelled out all the noise. So all the audio you've been hearing previously, I've had noise in them. And right now, there is no more noise. So on the microphone itself, you can actually go ahead and reduce noise. And I think that is really, really nice to have for your setup. But what I realize is that at some point it is cutting off some bit of the audio. So I might want to reduce the noise filter just a little bit so that it doesn't cut off all my audio for my recording. And I think that is really good. So it sort of puts a noise gate in front of the voice so that, as I speak, it just starts getting the audio. And when I shut up, it just reduces and meets everything else. Our compression is also something I would like in the setup. And I should bring my noise level down a little bit actually. And I can also set a voice limiter to avoid picking. So if I want to go super loud or super low, I can always do that. And that is the MonoLink software really in general, what the fill sounds like. I could turn the noise filter off again, and that is what that would sound like for myself. But I think what I would prefer to do, instead of using the noise filter on the microphone itself, if you want to do that, you can actually really do that. I would rather prefer to do my noise cancellation inside of the OBS software, because I think I would generally prefer that kind of noise suppression because that is happening on my computer and I have enough hardware to be able to do that. And if I was to compare that, so that is what that would sound like because I have the compression now, RN noise and OBS. Sounds pretty nice for the kind of setup I have. And that is what that sounds like with noise suppression with OBS. And this is what noise suppression with MonoLink software would sound like. This is noise suppression with MonoLink software, and that's what that sounds like. It's nice, it's good, but then if you are not speaking for a long time, to pick up, there's a little bit of a lag in between that, but I think generally it's just pretty nice. So that is what MonoLink software does for you, and I think I like it. It works. Yeah, pretty much that is what that sounds like. I think I enjoyed it. The MonoLink software is actually nice. I think I enjoy working with it. and you should check it out also if it's something you're looking to do in your setup. I think I like it. I like it. And the microphone generally is just nice and beautiful and pretty cool. What do you think? If this was my real streaming setup, would you watch my live stream sessions? Let me know in the comments. And that is what really that sounds like. I've been speaking to it all this while, no changes whatsoever. And that is what that sounds like. And if you're talking about the modeling software, it means you can program the RGB, and of course you can use the onboard controls to actually do this. It has this one touch mode function, which is actually pretty nice. You don't have to just give it a little bit of tap back, my audio really comes back to life, which I think is really nice. And this knob is a 2-in-1. It means with one press you can either adjust the level at which you're hearing the direct monitoring. I don't need direct monitoring because I've been using this all day and I know what audio levels this really sounds like for the setup. And then you tap it again and then it goes to modify the gain level or the direct monitoring level for this microphone. And the RGB control is right here at the bottom. If you press it a couple of times, it will switch over. As you can see, this is the glowy effect of this one right here. You can always program it for your own use cases and scenario. I think I would just leave it this way for the rest of this recording, and that's what really that sounds like. I've talked about most of the features. Now, talking about the price, at the time of recording this video, this comes in at about $60, which is $59.99. I'll put a link to actually purchase one either from the Maono website and also Amazon websites. These are affiliate links, so I'll get a bit of commission when you purchase, but that comes at no extra cost to you whatsoever. So you can check them out and see if it's something you really get. Now, you might want to ask me who this mic is really for. But before we get to that, let's actually do some tests to actually see if you would consider it at all. Now, I've been speaking to it all this while, no editing done whatsoever, and I've been about 2.5-3 inches away from my mouth. That is what I'm speaking. But if I come a little bit closer, this is what that really sounds like. So if you have it close up in your mouth, that is what that is really gonna sound like. But I don't think anyone really want to do that. In my normal recording, this is general distance I'm away from my microphones, and that is how I use it. And then, of course, it's a cardioid polar pattern microphone, which means that as you go around the side, it tries to reject as much noise as possible as you go around the microphone, and as you come closer to it, it just gives you more. And then this is sort of the plosive protector, is the wind foam. If you actually go ahead and remove that, you can see the capsule right there. And of course, I'm gonna put that back. And that's what that really looks like. And then, of course, I've been saying a lot of P's and B's, but to really test that, I'm gonna really say it now. Peter Piper picked the peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked the peck of pickled peppers, how many picks of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? You can have a feel of what that sounds like. If the plosives is something you don't like, it's all up to you. I am not editing this, as I mentioned, so you can have a real feel of what the audio really sounds like. And s and ish and pa 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 pa. Of course, no one should really go that aggressive on the microphone. Pa 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 is what you probably want to do, and pa 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 pa. You can have a feel of that, and you decide for yourself if that is really what you really want to be doing on your streams and recording. Now, to answer the question of who this is really for, I would say this is for someone looking to upgrade their setup. If you've been using the PD100 or the PD100U, I want to have a combo of this. Actually, fun fact, I host a podcast, This Dev Life. I will talk to developers and all about their life, and the microphone we use for that podcast is the Maono PD100. I use the PD100 in XLR mode, and my co-host in the US uses the PD100U. That's the USB version. So this is sort of a combo of that. And if you're someone that is usually on the go, want to record your videos, want to record a podcast, you're a nomad typically this microphone will be cool for you to just add a bit of elegance to your setup. You know what I'm feeling with the bass or with the weather bass that comes with it, or with a sort of mount with it. And the sweet thing that this mount that comes on the microphone actually is a 2-in-1. It means it can support a normal 5/8 or a 3/8 screw. So whichever mounting option you find, you are really good to go with it. And it comes with one more adapter to adapt to whatever boom arm you currently have in your setup, which I think is nice and good and comes in really super duper nice for that purpose. Pretty much that's it. I've done the test, who this is for, and if I was to give this an overall rating in terms of design, I think I like the RGBness. To be honest, in the previous life, I would want to have my mics all black. I still do, but then this sort of just brings that to another whole level, because when it comes to night time and all lights are off and you just turn off your computer, for someone like me, my USB accessories are actually powered to just have that bit of glow and make me fall in love with my setup. That this just adds to it really. So I don't need more RGB light. This solves it, of course, with all of the RGBness in my setup. So in terms of design, I'll probably give it a 4/5. And the reason why I give it a 4/5 is simply that I'm not really much of a fan of a square setup, but this works. I'm a more circular setup when it comes to microphone, to be honest. But if you think it's a 5/5, let me know in the comment section. And to talk of the sound quality coming from it, I've listened to this in other scenarios. I've gone on meeting and calls with this. Oh, talking about calls and meetings, the headphone out can actually serve also as an output for your computer. So you can use it literally as your speaker in-out system for your computer. And then, of course, with the MaonoLink software, you can turn off audio monitoring so that you don't hear yourself back in your own head. So in terms of usability, 5/5 really. It's usable. You can 100% use this, plug and play, and you're good to go. No need for any software. And in terms of mobility, which some of you probably know that I'm a big fan of mobility, although I have a monstrous setup in my home office, this also checks the box because you can use this with your mobile phones. You can download the MaonoLink software for your devices if you wish to, or you can use it out of the box really with your iPhones, your iPads, your Samsung devices, your Android devices, Windows, Mac, cross OS compatible. Mobility, 100%, I give it that. So it's pretty nice and good. So that is my overall verdict of the Maono PD100X. Now, you might want to ask me, if I would be getting this, if it was not given to me, if it was not sent to me to review, would I buy this with my own money? I mentioned to you previously that I host the podcast. I bought the PD100 and the PD100U with my own money. So I think if this had been out by the time I bought those microphones, I would have bought this instead, to be honest. And those were under $50 microphones. This just brings the price just a little bit up. And it packs it all. It packs a punch without breaking the bank. So if you're looking for a really budget microphone, this should be your go-to. And I know I review a lot of microphones on my channel, especially budget microphones. And the reason I do that is simply because I would not review something for my audiences that I would not put my own money on. So if I'm telling you about this microphone, it means I've checked it out. It means it's something I can't spend my own money on. I can really put my money down and say, yes, I want to buy this for myself. And that I would highly recommend it if it's something you're looking at. If you're looking at RGBness, 100% go get it. And of course, you can check out other reviews I've done on my channel using the card trend right about now. It's a playlist of more than 60 videos at the time of this recording, and it keeps growing as long as I get this kind of devices to review and check out on my channel. And I hope you really liked this video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up and check out my other videos, subscribe and share this video with all your friends, family, and anyone you think might actually really benefit from this video. Until I come your way again with yet another video on my YouTube channel, stay safe and goodbye.